I actually do have another thing I like to do to open live shows. It's one of my favorite things to do. As we get on through what we're talking about, we're going to be talking about a guy who we've referenced but never really dove into before, and I'm very excited to do this. But before we dive into the guy, I invite... Before we go guy diving... It's classic. It's like you're a product manager, you're 45, you're trying to be adventurous, you do the first thing you think of, guy diving. We're going to take a little trip to the southern hemisphere and also very far west or east to land on a little island called Australia. Some of you know where this is going. Because
those plucky lads have done it again.
Yep, that's right. Some more Australians have been stupid in their cars on purpose.
There we go.
Sometimes I just think, imagine trying to explain that reaction to that sentence to anybody not in this room. It's like with another live show, we were like, now it's time to talk about Matt Hancock, and the place fucking erupted.
Functionally, what we've done is started a cult.
Keep that in mind. So
we revere the Burnouts. The Burnouts will reveal his vision.
I've got two. I have an Australian excellence and the opposite of Australian excellence.
An Australian dismalness.
An American dismalness.
Oh.
So, a 25-second hooning incident.
But enough about my bloody sex life.
my Hoon cave.
Real Hooners know.
Yeah,
please stop calling your garage that.
Yeah, the police started giving out condoms that makes them bust right away, but they just use them.
You have one sock for cum and you have one sock for petrol. Which is which, you don't know.
Oh.
So,
what the? See a doctor.
A 25-second hooning incident. I love that. That's a phrase that's worth the price of entry alone. At Redlands Rugby Club in Birkdale, east of Brisbane. It's always in Brisbane.
East of Brisbane, isn't that the sea?
Yeah. A 25-second hooning incident at an undersea. Maybe that's why it was so short. Is estimated to...
A hoon takes his life, but I'm going to do it in a fucking sick cunt way.
Give me a good death. A sick death.
Just reinventing
fucking
Mad
TikTok
Max.
me cunt.
The cold sometimes makes the ute stick. So, CCTV shows footage of a black ute breaking through the gates and performing 2 full burnouts on a rugby field before fleeing the scene.
Yes!
Police are making inquiries, and the local sporting club has put out a statement that says the incident has come at, and I loved this bit, quote, the wrong time.
It's just, it's the last thing we needed.
Oh, hooning. Oh, no.
This is why I respect the Hoons.
And the prom's tomorrow.
The Hoons hold nothing sacred because, like, you know, the Hoons in their downtime love the NRL, but they're not going to not hoon on a rugby field just because they like rugby. They will hoon anywhere.
The servants to a greater honour, you know?
Yeah, they live by a Bushido code of the sick cunt.
I order you to pop your own tyres at sundown.
When this black powder comes out, it means you're going to kill yourself.
So, before this show, I was asked to explain what the deal was with the podcast, and I said it was like, yeah, it's a bit of tech, a bit of finance, a bit of politics. We talked for like 20 minutes about Australian carhoons.
It's finance, it's tech, it's politics.
It's true,
yeah.
It's the Carceral State.
Yeah.
Carceral State says you can't be sick.
What is the Holden Monaro if not tech?
The other one that I was considering doing was that there's one guy in Brisbane who will always do burnouts in front of police stations when they're shut, and they can't find him. He's like Hoon Zorro.
Do you reckon he's like a concerned citizen and what he's trying to do is get the police stations to be open 24 hours a day? He'll only do burnouts in front of closed police stations.
Sorry. Have you just described Bat Hoon?
The Hoon Cave! It all ties together!
Some men, Master Wayne, just want to see the tyres pop.
So, the next item is the opposite of Australian excellence. It's American dismalness.
I know your parents were run over by a Holden Ute. You've got to move on, Master Wayne.
His parents would have been killed by a responsible driver.
He assumes the form of the Hoon in order to prey on their fear.
Yeah, and obviously he's called Wayne Bruce because he's like he's from like Toowoomba, so he's got a mullet. Wayne, you've got to stop. You'll never lead a normal life. You own a servo. Focus on that.
You want to know how I got this Honda Accord?
Following the speed limit.
Some men think that following the speed limit is funny. No, they think following the speed limit is sick.
You're sick, Joker, not in a good way.
Okay,
You're a fucking dog.
We desperately have to move on. This was 4 lines of an 8-page document. We're gonna be here till 6 a.m.
Podhine. Here we go.
All right, everybody sticker your phones. All right, so American dismalness. Oh, sorry, last one is Master Wine, you're not a billionaire. You can't keep popping the tires on the Batmobile. Okay, that's it. No more of that. American dismalness.
It was designed by Wayne Industries. He's a prototype for the military. It's the sickest ute ever designed.
That's it. That's the
It's
show.
in a shade of green that was never before developed.
I can't believe that this is a business.
What I can't believe is that you only allowed this 4 lines in the notes, having worked with us all for years. You knew this would happen.
We pay taxes. So you might have seen there's another thing in sort of tech news that the Waymo self-driving cars in San Francisco.
They've all seen the video and they're groaning.
Yeah.
Hoon's got a new mission.
Those of you,
Master Bruce, there are evil cars on the road. Only one. The police will do nothing.
So, these Waymo cars, they're basically, for those of you who didn't groan, they're sort of, as when they're in car parks, due to some quirk about AI being terrible.
Due to like emergent rampancy, you know.
Yeah, basically they've like gotten Skynet style self-awareness and they're using it to be annoying.
But it's like hanging out in car parks.
Talking in car language, which is honking.
Yeah. They're dogging.
So, for the past few weeks, Randall White, Randol, like the French wine region, but with an R instead of a B, has been... There we go.
Thanks for clarifying that. I was wondering.
Has been dealing with a persistent and annoying problem outside his San Francisco condo, which I should add has been geolocated and valued at like $4 million.
Do not feel bad for this man.
It's a $4 million condo in San Francisco. It probably has its own bathroom. I was like, where is that coming from? And I looked down and I was like, I think it's coming from the Waymo Cars. A parking lot just outside his condo full of driverless Waymo cars had multiple incidents where suddenly the vehicles seemingly become confused and start honking at each other around 4 in the morning.
They're not confused, they're just communicating in a register too advanced for us to understand.
But this is just London. This is just foxes fucking in your garden, but like that.
How come these cars are speaking Chekhov's hunting language? Anyway.
Waymo car knocked over my bins.
You gotta have the lockable bins. They'll get in there.